And the thing too, he was like, if we don't get this in 1 or 2 takes, we're gonna move on, because I want it to be fresh. And I like that. As a musician my whole life, when I knew I was with a master, whatever, I'm gonna listen to what you say. This is your thing, this is what you're good at, and I'm gonna absorb everything I can. So I always had that mindset. Even as a beginning guitar player, I was never like, oh, what about, like, yes, sensei, that was always it was respect. And I'm here to sit at the foot of the master. So I have that mindset. And I wanted to absorb everything. And I told him that from the beginning. I said, listen, I produce my own records. I've done my own thing. Obviously, you know what you're doing here, so I will trust you with whatever your vision is and try to do the best I can to live up to that. So I did have that trust. But the thing was, like, before it happened, I'm like, well, am I going to feel, like I said, nervous? Because I can tend to be a little neurotic, overthink things, get clam up a bit, I'm not on the stage. I'm not with my band. I don't really know him, But if some reason, like I said, it just clicked. At first it was like the first day in his house, I'm singing with him, I'm like a little shy and like, oh, I don't know if I can hit that key. Oh yeah, you can hit that key. And it was cool, but as we went in the studio, and even like a day later, I felt more and more like I was opening up, and he just really knew how to bring it out of me. And like even with the band, he'd go in and the thing too, he was like, if we don't get this in 1 or 2 takes, we're gonna move on, because I want it to be fresh. And I like that. To me, it's like he wanted to capture kind of like the feeling of being on stage. Because you can go in a studio and go over a part and over a part and over, and it's like, I understand that, but first of all, it drives me crazy. If you have to do that, I don't know. I'm not against it, but it doesn't go with the flow of what I do.
The psychology of producing records, most of the time, if you have a group of great musicians and a bag full of good songs, yeah, they're going to play them, and they're going to play them well. Producing records, I found, is probably 70% psychology. And the other 30% is just kind of making sure everything is sounding right and going in the right directions. It's i.e. dotting your I's and crossing your T's, meaning that, are the arrangements good? Is this the best version of the song? Is the key the right key for the singer? Once you've established those parameters, then it's like trying to keep things from getting lazy. And I do that myself. I default to my default settings. We all do it. And a great producer, I learned from two of the best. I learned from Tom Dowd and Kevin Shirley. And Kevin Shirley's mission statement with me, and always has been for the last 15 years, is put Joe in a situation where he's slightly uncomfortable and slightly pissed off. And he's successfully done that for now almost 40 records. So that was the headspace that I had. I go, I'm going to have to kind of piss her off a little bit and push her to find the limits. Everybody has a limit. Not everybody wants to find that limit, and a lot of people are scared to find that limit, or scared to go, well, this is the limit of the talent that I was given.
Ooh, I get chills even thinking about it. So Josh Smith was in a band with Raphael Sadiq, who was in Tony, and produced like every major R&B singer, and he's a singer, guitar player. So he brought that rhythm section, Calvin and Lamar, and Lamar actually plays with Frank Ocean now. Who, if you have anybody like a 22-year-old in your house, you'll know who Frank Ocean is. So, but those, and then Reese Winans. He literally brought me to tears. He was with Stevie Ray Vaughan forever, and the Allman Brothers way back in the day, but I saw him play with Stevie Ray at the last show they ever did. The only time I ever saw Stevie Ray was that show, and I didn't tell Reese. I'm like, I don't want to bring that up, but his playing is just so outstanding, so deep, and Lamar on drums, he can literally play any groove you ask him to play, from the deepest, dirtiest blues to like hip hop, he's like everywhere in between. And Josh said that's why I chose him. He said him and Calvin, because they're really intelligent, they're really dependable, but they're just musicians that are so sensitive to whatever they're playing. They don't look down on the blues. They don't look, it's that not jazz snobs, whatever, or hip hop guys that don't want to do that old stuff. They love music and they respect everything they play. And they brought that to the table. I mean, and they did it like that. They were just so right there. And the band really gelled. There was a lot of fire. We were all in one room. And yeah, that was another thing that made it really easy, was playing with them. And then Joe brought in a horn section. And then I wasn't there for Jimmy Hall, but Jimmy Hall, he's like a legendary singer. And when I grew up, there was a song, Keep On Smiling by Wet Willie. And he was the lead vocalist. And I was like, I don't know, 12. And I loved that song. I'm like, that guy's on my record, And yeah, very soulful. And as a matter of fact, I saw him sing with Jeff Beck. I was on a show with Jeff Beck in Holland. Well, that's another one, yeah. I did a show opening for Jeff Beck. So, and ZZ Top, I played with them in Belgium. In Europe, I used to do a lot of kind of bigger shows, but he was singing with Jeff Beck then.